Oh my God, we're coming in hot.
Hello, we're here.
Good evening, good evening. I'm so sorry we're late. Loads of issues with the sound. Literally, everyone else could hear each other, but all I could hear was three Jabba the Hutts in the room just going, hello.
All I could hear was your cat.
It was ridiculous. I mean, it didn't help that it was first day back working for a company that I've been working for a while, I haven't done since Christmas. And what turned out to be a nice easy day ended up being a 15-hour shift. And I literally started the stream while we're in the car. I was like, lads, I'll be home in a minute. Just bear with me 2 seconds.
Luke, where are you? I'm in truck.
Get out the way! You wouldn't be able to get the lighting right. So yeah, and obviously that would not
knocking over cyclists, that sort of thing.
The rules. Yes, so anyway, good evening. VWDRCTV episode number 4 featuring myself, Luke Stevenson, him over there, Paul Jackson. We have Lee Cordery and we have Bruce.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll see this. And do you like this? Do you like this? Look, CG Motorsport, Car Kitchen, Pro Race Engineering, GP Turbos over here. Somewhere I can't reach. GP Turbos is your side, mate. I can't reach it.
A
little bit higher. A little bit higher.
Yeah.
That's it. And then we got Artec Performance, Hangar 30.
Dark Side.
And who else is below you? Can you read that? Is it too small for you? White Labeling, Business and Consulting. There you go. Tom Herbert's company there. So thank you very much. Good evening, everyone.
We make that look easy pointing at things, but it's back to front.
Yeah, that's it.
It's quite hard to do.
That's it.
It's like one of the big matches where the wheels turn the opposite way.
Gareth Bates says in the comments, look at this, look. I like this, I can do these as well. That's why Gareth, you couldn't get a hold of Brucey. He's just washing his hair. So yes, good evening all. I did want to make a graphic because I was going to start this off. Obviously, the most important thing is once we start the show each week, you've got a 30-second countdown, and then you've got the trail in. During those few minutes, it's ideal if you can like, and obviously you can press share on this stream for us. But of course, we're half an hour late, so let's get on with this, Paul, shall we? Do apologise, everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You left me flying on my own last week. I did the show. I think it was quite good on my own. I had a cracking show with Lee Clark and with who did I have with Lee Clark?
Lawrence Clark.
Lawrence Clark.
No.
Lawrence Clark and someone. My mind's fried. Someone will have to tell us in the comments now.
Someone say, I've forgotten.
It's been one of those. It will come to me midstream. Anyway, right. I'm working off a new setting here. So the usual stuff. We'll kick off the show. Good evening. Welcome. This is becoming kind of a weekly thing, isn't it? It was supposed to be every other week, but I think we've got so many races to get through.
Yeah.
I think if we can do it every week, and you're available and I'm available, I think we'll just keep doing it every week because there is news coming out each week.
Sometimes I work or travel back Monday evening, not always available, but we can work around.
And that's it. Obviously, once we get into the race season, we're not going to do it every week. We know that.
No, well, we'll all see each other at pod, so there's no need to do it every week, is there? But important updates, pre-race round stuff, stuff like that.
That's it. Now, of course, VWDRC Championship as usual. We'll let know just because we're getting five new subscribers every week on our YouTube channel, and we're getting a decent amount of people liking on the Facebook page. So maybe they're coming to join us each week for these. So in case you want to get involved with the VWDRC, you can join us. Unfortunately, you cannot click that join us link on there, but if you find the post on Facebook, you can click on that most certainly, or you can go to vwdrc.com where you can join the club for just £25. We'll be kicking off the season, of course, with the pre-season training. With decent amount of numbers have sold for that, and the clock is now ticking, ladies and gentlemen. We do have till the 18th of February. At that point, we will open that up to non-VWDRC members. I've got a list of at least 10 people already that want to come and join in on our day. Santapod have asked me to limit it to 75 people. So the 75 people is going to be the maximum that we have on the day. We're most definitely over half of that already. So if you want to get involved with pre-season training, it's £75 for the day. Unlimited runs. You'll go round and round and you'll get all the practice that you want. It's open to any VWDRC member. It could be in your daily driver. It could be in your race car. That's about it really for pre-season training. So get yourself your tickets for that. I'm signed in for it.
You'll not get a better value day than that.
Nah,
it's not possible.
Not at all. And then, of course, we have our heads-up rounds. We've got 3 rounds of heads-up throughout the season. We have 6 rounds of bracket racing. And, of course, we have the awesome drag days on the 9th and 10th of June.
Oh, yes.
Now, I'm going to be able to change this next week because, of course, we've got our headline sponsors on the main page, but you can see them there again. Championship prize fund this year is £2,000. Runner-up is £1,000. Third place, £500. And third, fourth and fifth, £250. First place also takes 2023 entries for free as well. So that's going to be, I don't know, that's adding up actually now, isn't it?
That's
last year.
One of the biggest prize funds in sportsman racing, let's face it.
It is.
You know,
but what was last year's entries was about £185, wasn't it, for a 2-day entry?
I think 190, I think.
Okay.
Either way, sub £200.
Sub £200. But we've got drivers and riders meeting coming up in 2 weeks' time, I think it is. Now, I posted on the forum and I posted on the Facebook group. You don't need to go, but it is open to any SPRC member that's a valid member. You can go along. If you've got any issues you want to raise with SPRC, you can go along. That's if you go onto eurodragster.com, you can find all the details of that. And basically, like I said, if you're an SPRC member, you're more than welcome to go along and raise any issues or just go and sit there. But if you don't want to waste a Sunday, the VWDRC, of course, will be sending some committee members. It's usually myself and Abby that turn up and go along. We'll make some notes if anything comes up that what's the word?
Of note.
Of note to the club. Obviously, we're there to oppose it or to say aye, sort of thing. But if not, all the details from the drivers and riders meeting is available on eurodragster.com. Literally, as soon as the meeting ends, whoever does it, Simon, just literally presses enter and boom, it's there on Eurodragster. So you haven't got to spend time driving to Northampton. So that's that done out the way. Other than that, yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Before I get in one of our guests, we'll have a look in the comments. Charlie, there you go. Charlie Roberts. Thank you very much to Jamie Lockyer. It was Charlie Roberts that was in there. Chris Roylance, Push Bikes and Beards with Paul Jackson. That's his own podcast that he can create pretty soon. Don't worry.
It's like Fun with Flag with Sheldon Cooper, but not as much fun.
Right,
yes,
so we have.
Bike, I'm trying not to be so fat. Okay, that's it.
He's winning.
I did just over 27 kilometers today in a big old loop in an hour and a half.
I did about 200 miles in a truck. Does it count? I had a protein shake as well.
Yes, let's say yes.
Didn't do any exercise, but I had the protein for all the gains. Right then, let's get one of our guests in, shall we? Who shall we get? Shall we get Brucey Harvey in? Since he's been drying his hair, we'll get Bruce Harvey in to come and join us on the show.
Yes.
About 10 minutes time, we'll get Lee Cordery in. Like I said, we usually like to keep this to an hour. We did start 25 minutes late, so
yeah, it might be a bit shorter tonight. Just to
it will.
Hi, Brucey.
Evening, all.
Let me swap stuff around. Good evening.
Here he is.
How are we?
All your roofing needs.
All my roofing needs. This is how not to have your house when you're a building contractor.
Now, let's be honest. Surely a building contractor's house would look like a mechanic's car. You generally don't have time to go and do your own stuff.
No, I just get. To be fair, this is why the car's not ready, because I have been a bit house-brad since just before Christmas. Been cracking on at home, to be fair, rather than the car. But yeah, normally, generically, I come home and I do it all day, and I just next week, babe. But gets to the point she's a bit fed up with it now. So
But you're doing well. You're cracking on.
Yeah, shame I'm not cracking on with a car, unfortunately. But that needs to
That's
change.
all right. We're not into race season. You can only earn the brownie points now, and you shall use them up all season, no doubt long.
I'm sick of doing it last minute, mate. All last season, everything, as you probably didn't remember, like the car's always put together the night before. So I'm trying to avoid that here.
No, that's it. Now, of course, when you're talking about renovations, obviously you own Harvey Property Developments. It's one of the VWDRC associate sponsors. I think I'm even going to be roping you in to do some stuff in my house. That's the best thing. I'll find someone in the club who does stuff, and then I'm like, I'd rather pay you than me do the work. So much easier.
Do you specialize in curtains, Bruce?
Curtains. Well, like I say, I think we need a whip round at his first event. You know, see if we can buy something a bit more modern for him.
I'm going to have to bring the comments up just in case Rachel comes in, because she'll be like, "My curtains! I'll kill you!"
What's Gareth? Oh, Gareth. Rudy said you're a lazy prick.
How nice. How nice.
Rude.
That's so nice. Anyway, so Bruce Harvey, you joined the club, what, 2 years ago now? How did you get involved with the club?
COVID Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah. Funnily enough, this is all Gareth's fault, to be fair.
Oh, is it?
So basically, I've been going to Bug Jam for I think 9 years now. Gareth used to come all the time. He was good friends with a mate of mine, Darren. And so basically, I met Gareth through we used to camp every weekend together. So basically, started like that. We just got to know each other a bit better, see each other every year, just at Bug Jam, nothing else. And then my shitbox girlfriend, the same time as his Porsche Panamera. So
Nice.
we had the joke of 15-3 club, and then we just got talking more. And you know, Gareth was like, "I'm going to join the VWDRC. I've always wanted to do it. I'm going to do it. So if I do it, you're going to do it." And I was like, "Okay, yeah." Kind of one of them conversations we think that's never no further. He joined up. I joined up, and well, basically now we're both financially ruined ourselves just to buy multiple vehicles and spend money that we don't need to. But because obviously Gareth's obviously bought his Beetle, hasn't he? So he's doing that. But I've got a classic Beetle as well. So
Okay.
He's like, "Oh, do you Beetle? Do you Beetle?" I was like, "Gareth, I can't afford to do another car."
I said, well, just think when the roll cage just drops through the floor of the Mark III, at that point you can go, yeah, go on then. It's about time.
That is on my list of things to sort this year. The inside floors are right. It's just the outer sills.
That's
I need to
it.
jack it up. We've got a problem. It looks good if you look inside. Get underneath it. We've got some issues.
See there in the photo, it looks lovely there. You've painted it all nice and black and then given it a little bit of colour. But yeah, I mean, actually, apart from me, everyone else in this chat this evening has got a roll cage by Hangar 30 these days.
Not yet. I've got half of one.
Paul's gonna have about 3 by the time he's done. We'll have a roll cage on the outside. So like them buggies, they have that Mark II, they're shortened and it breaks and it rolls over.
Yeah. I'm getting the outside of the Wesley done. I want to get some sort of climbing frame made for the garden. Run out of cars the cage now.
You can't fault it though.
It was nice to see someone else win the roll cage raffle this week, and actually it was good.
It really
because
wasn't. It's not traditional.
It wasn't me either. I need a tubular front. So.
Oh dear. Well, no. Clarkey won it. Who then give it to his brother, who has got a Mark II Golf ABF on throttle bodies.
Is it for being adopted as a brother? I'll adopt him as a brother.
That's it. He's a good brother to have if you ever get in trouble. He can back you up from about a mile away.
Yeah.
Literally.
He's a sniper. Literally.
Well, best not get on the wrong side if he's your brother, then, eh?
No, that's it. We've got all of them. Obviously, you posted on your racing page, Greenpeace Racing, the other day, and someone did notice there's 2 turbos on there. What's going on? Is this like this season setup? Are you changing stuff? Because obviously last year you added an ECU, didn't you? And you had a terrible year.
So basically, I kept everything the same as the year before, but so the car originally, I've got an AHU, so it's a bit of a crossover year, so it comes with an ECU as standard, but unfortunately they cannot be mapped through the OBD, so you rely on the chips and sockets. Okay. But I can't get anyone to actually map it. I've had a lot of issues, so Last year we had a lad playing with him. Bless him, the car never ran right, but he gave it a go, and that's all I can kind of ask. We changed the map sensor and a few other bits. Unfortunately, it just wasn't running right. I don't think the turbo I fitted, even though diameter it was bigger, but it just, even when I put the external wastegate coming out the bonnet, it just wasn't opening at all. So, maxing at 1.5 bar, the wastegate wasn't opening. So I just generally think that turbo was no good for nothing, to be honest. So, but the big build you see there, that's my 2023 aim. I've got a couple of bits by, and then sending it over to one of the club sponsors, the Car Kitchen. I've had words with them, and they're basically going to build the whole thing for me.
Nice,
excellent, yeah. Good guys there.
Well, the thing is, I can put them together, but I know that something I think spins freely is okay. They'll be like, well, it's catching by 100 for a foul or something. Do you know what I mean? So I know it'll be done correctly, rather than going down the first pass, slap the nitrous in, and bin 10 grand down the drain.
That's it. But as you said, it was an AHU engine, isn't it? That's from like that was originally, the 90 brake one. You still made some stout power out of that.
Yes. So my best dyno run, stock engine, just with Boltons, I made 214 brake with 614 Newton meters.
That's a lot of talk, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's where it was. A lot of my launch was, when my 60 foot, when I kept the drive shafts on the car.
It's like MTV Cribs there. We were getting to see what was in the fridge.
What's in the fridge? Yeah.
Not a lot, just beer cans.
Bollinger.
Drive shafts, mate, and freezing them for next season. Hoping they last longer. Oh, dear.
That's it. And this season, you got a bit of a busier season. You're going to be the noisy one. Does this begin this year?
Well, I'm hoping to, but I'm on the old grounds with my son, where obviously with how much it costs to buy a dragster and everything else, he needs to be even. Unfortunately, as teenagers just under teenagers starting secondary school, his behaviour is not amazing. So at the minute, until he pulls his finger out, he's not going to be doing much racing.
But
it's a good incentive, I'm pretty sure, though.
In that case, I am so glad about his bad behaviour, because no one likes a junior dragster startup, do they?
To be honest, it'll all be run by Ellie.
You keep playing up, son.
Ellie will be running all the dragster stuff, so I'll be, I've got the Mark III and many drinking hours, as we like to do. So I haven't got the capacity to wake up in the morning and sort it out after I've been out with you lot.
That's it. And the thing is, junior dragsters is always the first class out. Beautiful.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyone want to buy a dragster?
It's always the first class out, because it's such a small thing that it can be pushed down to the start line without starting it nice and quietly. So you can get up, you head off down there about 8:30 in the morning.
Well, you'll have to just take it for the first run and hope it starts down the bottom. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? No morning starts. We'll take it down. If it starts up first time, we're good. If it doesn't, then you'll have to push it back.
I love looking through some of the photos. I found this one with the parachute on the back.
That was a spontaneous cheap buy. I think I paid $200.
It was.
That was cheap for a shoot.
Yeah,
albeit a terrible man, but
yeah, the bar that attaches to, because to be fair, obviously me and some of my friends we do some stupid stuff. So I was tempted to take it down, basically the A52 near me, and just launch a shoot to see what happened. But after looking how it's mounted, I thought, Rusty Mark III. Well, it's bolted to the rear chassis. I had to just, I could have this vision of flooring it, launching the chute, and the arse end of the car comes off with it.
Well, let's be honest. The speed you were doing last year, I don't even think it had bloomed. It had just gone and just dragged along the floor.
Oh, I know. Last year.
Oh, referee, come on.
I know. It's after I'd been saying, oh, my Golf don't smoke too much, and we played with a map, and I think it was Bug Jam where it just literally nailed the track. Couldn't see the car.
A message there from Caitlin Wilson. The junior Drubbles will be infiltrating the DRC soon. Just wait.
I know. I can't wait.
Don't turn up with your professional attitude and reaction times. We can't cope with it.
Mate, I need to pull my car out and get him pro. I need to get away from him.
This is why we like pro at the moment. I'm quite scared when they actually move up, because it's not going to be that far.
Coming in here, cutting lights with their reliable cars.
I'm so unconsecutive. I can't compete with that stuff.
We're all doomed.
Right. Let's find Lee Cordery. He's sitting on the outside because he's almost like a junior dragster racer, the size of him. And he could probably actually fit in that junior dragster, let's
I
be
bet
honest.
he could, yeah.
Hey, mate, I think that's a game, that is. A few beers.
Yeah, get shoehorned into a junior dragster. Evening.
Evening, how
Yeah,
you
mate.
doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
I was just saying, obviously, Bruce, did you join in the same season as Bruce, like 2020? Yeah, COVID
Yeah.
Cup year.
Yeah, COVID
Yeah,
Cup
that
year
sounds right,
was
doesn't it?
my first experience of all of it. Yeah.
Nice. You started off with the well-known Dialing Day, which is a breeder of champions.
I did, yeah. I've done that in the van. Ran solid 22s all day. Absolutely. Just the whole learning curve was real eye opening. Because there was a lot I didn't understand about it, and well worth it.
Definitely, I think it's definitely well worth it. And anyone that's watching, Dialing Day, you can find on Santapod's website. There are still some places available. It's a brilliant day if you want to get yourself into bracket racing. Basically, I think it's about 30 quid, I think. So it's about half the price of a standard Run Where You Brung day. You turn up, you get some classroom involvement, you learn a lot about drag racing, you learn a lot about bracket racing, and then you get to take part in at least two little mini tournaments on the day, which gives you the feeling of bracket racing. And you can definitely tell the people who've done a Dialing Day when they turn up to actually compete in the season. So I advise anyone who's joined up to the VWDRC, get yourself along to it. And you don't need a race car. Like as Lee said.
Car. They don't like you. They don't like you taking your race car. You're not allowed quick cars there. Anything quicker than 1199 is not allowed.
Yeah.
Take your road car. You get more out of it.
That's it. You'll turn up. You know your road car. I mean, okay, it's not going to launch as well on the start line as something with slicks, but it doesn't matter. The day is about just literally having some fun and learning bracket racing.
It's not about making your car go fast. It's about making it go consistent, which is the whole bracket racing thing. Which we all throw out the window eventually and go, I just want to go faster and faster and faster.
That's where me and Gareth go wrong. We're like little kids. One day we might be all right.
That's it. Now, Lee, your car's evolved quite a bit over a season or two. You start. I can't remember. What did you start off? 15s, maybe. Were you in the 15 free club?
It was high, yeah, close. High 15s, low 16s when it first started. We finished COVID year. We finished COVID year in 14 flat. That was, and I think we ended up third overall in the whole point.
Did really well.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It was a massive eye opener. All of it. The car just got quicker and quicker, and that's kind of where the problem started, really. Because initially it was just about being consistent, and the car got quicker and quicker and quicker, and the quicker the car went, the more I wanted. And we're still pushing now, on a budget, obviously.
You've been budgeting well, though.
Didn't you have the fastest standard Leon as well? I remember right.
Fastest standard Leon Cupra with a small turbo. Yeah, it went 13.7 in the end.
Don't get Paul started on records on small turbos.
No, only for the Leon.
It was a long-standing one.
Not
people didn't believe me. It was that quick.
Only for the
Leon.
Yeah, but yeah, this car's done really well, to be honest. We've done well. We've won the roll cage European front wheel drive on the raffle, and that was where it started. There was making it go quicker. That was because of that, really.
There you go. Look. It's all about the painted cages, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
I'm like we know what we're doing.
Paint like about 10 cages soon.
Yeah, do a raffle for some paint soon. Paint it.
That's it. But obviously, the car got quicker. I loved it when you started off last season because you entered the first round in Sportsman and was like, I think what had you done between the season, your first season, and round one of last season?
Wow, the upgrades were immense. With the cage went in, the fuel system upgrade, the injectors, remap, KO4 turbo. There was loads went into that, the upgrades for last season. And then we decided to put slicks on and try it on slicks, which destroyed the clutch after the first round of racing. It didn't like that, the extra grip. But to be honest, that clutch had done 160,000 miles, so it was about due time for a new one.
Got your money's worth out of that.
Oh yeah, it was it was all knackered, well knackered when I took it out.
This needs more grip, this clutch.
Yeah.
That's it. You spent decent money on a clutch.
Yeah, I bought it's kind of a sort of second-hand one. I bought the CG Motorsport clutch off Andy Turner with Red October.
Yeah, always a good shout. Motorsport.
It only done about 10 runs, and they were all 20-second runs. So
yeah,
hadn't really had much
good CG.
through it. We put that in. We turned up to the second round, first qualifier, and it scared the crap out of me. It was on or off the clutch, and the way we went, and it did everything, gripped, and oh wow. I think that went 12.5 straight out the box.
I was filming that run, and literally as soon as you hooked, I was like, he's gone.
Yeah, it did hook, that's for sure. It caught me by surprise.
It's all in the 60 foot, isn't it? It really is. It's a huge difference.
Yeah, well, initially, I think with 60 foot was around 1.7, and Luke kept saying to me, that's crap. It needs to be better than that. And then I think the second run or third run, I think it went and done a 1.57 60 foot, and went 12.3. I hope there's more in it.
I'm still struggling with Lupo. If I get it right, it's like 1.4, and we're off,
Yeah.
100 quicker than Jacob. If I get it wrong, it's a bit slower. It's 10 something, but it makes a huge difference. We're talking half a second. That's the difference between like a mid to high 9 and a mid 10 just on the 60 foot.
Yeah. Well, generally, what is it? It's 0.1 on the 60 foot is worth 0.2 off at the top end of the track.
Yeah, I go with a more conservative 3/5. Sorry. 3/10 on the 60 foot is half a second on the quarter. So that's a more conservative option, but it's still
a lot of time.
It's still it's a huge amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason mine went so fast to pair. Top end, once I hit third gear, my car's always been flat due to obviously fueling issues. But when I ran my 13.4 PB, my 60 foot was obviously not amazing for you guys, but a 179. Out of an old diesel, that's what made the difference. It was nothing to do with the car top end.
179 still wicked. I mean, if you think about anyone on treads, okay, what you got? If you're front wheel drive, you're going to struggle to do. Maybe it's a 190 if you're lucky on a good day, maybe 2 something. So just
I was averaging 2.2, 2.4 when I was on treads because it would just spin the wheels first.
Yeah, it shows how much difference it makes.
Oh no, that was opposite, isn't it? Oh, God, has he just seen his curtains? Is that what's up with him?
They're not my curtains. Now, obviously, coming up to this season, Lee, you're doing some upgrades for this season. I don't know if this is being used this season, but obviously you're working your way through the club sponsors. Obviously, you had tyres from Track Stuff. You got a clutch from CG Motorsport. Then we've got this lovely little blue engine here from Pro Race Engineering, isn't it?
It was built by the Car Kitchen, but parts were supplied by Pro Race Engineering to go in it.
Nice.
Basically, I'm trying to do that with absolutely everything new, and every nut, bolt, washer, everything's new. And I shall continue with that all the way through. So it might not be ready to go in the car. Well, it won't be ready to go in the car this year because obviously the next step is to have a head built. And I want to send that to Pro Race to be done. But I've just got to get the funds together to make sure I've got everything ready, everything in place before it goes off to be done. I don't want to go putting a stock head on it. It just seems pointless, really, after spending all that and making the bottom end so nice and strong. It just seems pointless putting a stock head on it and seeing what it'll do. I think we'll be better off
Definitely
Makes sense.
I can
Building the
personally
best
vouch
stuff
that a
and
pro
afford the
race
best.
built
Do you know? I think this is
bottom
a
end
big.
and a pro race built head is capable of making a pretty big power.
Yeah.
I think this is a good reason.
A lot of their stuff I look through, and if the wife sees the shopping list, she'd go absolutely nuts. I'm sure of it.
No.
That's tucked away, password protected. Don't worry. but there is a list for pro race. That's for sure.
I'm sure there is. So, what sort of modifications have you done to that engine?
This one's got the engine that's in the car, or the blue one.
No, the blue one.
The blue one, that's got I think the AGU crank. It's got forged rods, AGU pistons, new rings. It's been honed. New oil squirters in there, ACL race bearings, ARP bolts all the way through the bottom end, pin crank, and the rest of it's down to me.
A good strong bottom end then. That's
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I kind of learnt my lesson from the stock bottom end. I tried pushing that as far as I could, and then it went too far beyond where it could.
Always get some rods in there as a minimum, but yeah, getting the extra miles worth it.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll be nice and strong. The engine that's in the car now is one that I threw together quick to get back on track, because being a spectator at Green Light Nationals killed me. I had to get back racing. So Simon done me a real good deal at Pro Race for the bits that I needed to rebuild my engine. So that's what I did, and we managed to get it back there for national finals.
There's a junior drafting driver there. Must have got that first round.
Fucking having kids is just not the one.
Don't worry. Paul's got this to come yet.
I've got a child. He's 10 months next week. Okay, he's got 4 legs. He's a dog, but he's
I'll swap you.
My dog is well nice.
I can give you 4, mate. 4 in exchange for 1. I got all different age ranges. You can use it for different things.
That sounds massively appealing. But
I did see the beer assistant earlier. So at some point, there's beer assistant. Look, there it is. Beer assistant.
Trying to earn brownie points, isn't he? If he wants to be racing.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's a young man, is it?
Yeah, he's not listening. He's trying to.
Is he going to come racing?
Hopefully.
We're in Bruce's here. So, Nick, obviously this year you're sticking with the stock engine, but you're going with a nice little blue bottle that we've seen you strapped in your passenger seat.
Yeah, it's got the nitrous add-in. The engine that's in it now is one I threw together with a set of pro race rods, so it's a bit stronger. So we hopefully will negate the blowing up. But yeah, I've kept everything else exactly the same on the car this year. Nice. It ran 12.2 straight off the trailer after rebuilding it, which is exactly where it was before it went pop. So I'm quite happy with that. It's not stressing that one at all, according to the data that we logged. So hopefully it'll do that all day long. When I want it to go a bit faster, I've got the 4 different sizes of jets to go in to try for the nitrous, but I'm not planning on really using the nitrous in competition.
Okay.
I think I'll have it there. I will have it available. I'll have it available should I require to use it. But as for consistency,
all time, every single run.
For consistency, I think I need to run it without the gas.
I'm worried if mine does work this year. Now I can get the fuel in with a bigger pump. I think I'd just be like, I'm not going to use it this time. Stop the bracket racing. This is fast. I like it.
This is the problem. This is the problem. We've got test days coming up, and we will test the nitrous on test day.
And then that's it. Once you've used it, you're never going back.
Yeah,
just look at the chat. Ed Keach, 100% use that in competition.
That's it. But
going back for a couple more. Andy saying, how's the clutch holding up?
It's still like it was when you give it me, mate. It's all still brand new. Still looking good.
We've got a few hellos from Helder. Hello, Helder. And Noel. Hello. Chris the front. He's coming from my small turbo record. Right, you get there, mate.
Well, don't forget, we're coming up to halfway through the show. If you haven't already, press that like, share this video. If you've just joined us and you want to catch up later, it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, VWDRCTV, probably momentarily after we've done this. If it's a good show, I can upload it straight away. So there you go. That's your homework, ladies and gentlemen. Like and comment and subscribe, of course. That's it. Always get the homework. What else we got then?
What's that? Unless Ed is crewing for you, Lee. Come on.
Oh,
what's he done? What's he done?
Oh,
I don't know this one.
I know that's both.
Are we forgetting to turn bottles on or something there?
I remember, Paul. I remember yours
actually.
No, we
didn't
when it
forget
froze
to
the
turn the bottle
manifold.
on. No. I've given Ed enough stuff, enough grief about this over the years, but maybe a little bit more. I said Ed was crewing for me. I got the bottle open up. We're in the lanes, all set to go. Ed, just make sure the bottle's open. No worries. And he shut it. Because I went on. I had Abby. I treated Abby. It was just really flat and nothing happened. I was like, "What's going on?" And then I was like, I just watched the pressure gauge on my dash just go. It just used what was in my line, which was nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, Cage.
I bet you had proper red face.
Oh dear.
The whole. So yeah. So that was what that must have been 3 or 4 years ago. And I tell Ed about that every day.
I can see John Burton getting blamed for a few bits and pieces here when things get forgotten to be switched on. I can see that.
That's it. You see, it's no longer just a game of pushing the car and having a beer later in the evening. He's now got an extra job. Make sure nitrous is good.
Yes,
absolutely.
I do love that. It was
I've just seen another bit of the chat pop up about Ed's there. Nothing to see here. Yes, there was nothing to see, wasn't there? Nothing at all.
I love that it was Vos that was giving Ed the abuse. Vos struggles opening bottles every once in a while as well. So
I remember what event was it, Paul? When luckily enough, I think there might have been an accident, so they shut it for dinner, didn't they? And I come over to you, and your nitrous had leaked into your manifold. I remember you was like, "I'm so glad. I'm so lucky that it happened." Do you remember?
Yeah, it was one of my solos was passing,
didn't it?
That's right. Because like with the car running, you couldn't hear anything. Turned it off. What the hell's that? Open the bonnet. Manifold frozen.
Yeah, you're due to run, weren't you? And I think someone had a spillage or something, so they just like, we'll just clear this up over dinner.
I reckon that would have made a hell of a mess.
that'd have been the track shut for another hour.
It would have been a big boom.
Yeah, that would have been
know about that.
That'd be quite exciting. So.
I've not done that yet. I've only had the diff go down the burnout.
Yeah, so.
Or drive shaft.
Yeah. So Lee, nitrous is great. Don't worry about it.
Just spray it, yeah.
just press the button.
Now, of course,
had a little accident with nitrous.
No, denying that.
Nobody. I'll tell you what's another good thing. Do you know with for like all the newcomers, it's with the obvious talks of like Lee's build and my builds and stuff. I think it's good for them to realise that, we don't instantly come into this with the big builds. It's not, there's no pressure. You don't walk in and it's like, you need to spend big money. Like I think my big build's been 3 years in the making now. It's took me 3 years to collect all the parts. It's not been something that's instant or done overnight. So, it's a good way to start off.
Not at all. I mean, I've been club 13 years now, and my first run was I borrowed Rob Judge's old Porsche 924 and was doing 17.
It was.
I
remember that.
I'm not going to lie, though. I don't mind what times I run. If someone let me there 924, I'd be a bit buzzing, to be fair.
Well, I definitely didn't beat Polly's PB in it, and I come second. I come second in my first event. So
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We're talking about PBs with Gareth's TT, shall we?
Oh,
Ooh.
I love it. So what? I mean, we're obviously going to have to speak to Gareth at some point because he's meddling with loads of cars. Because last time we saw the TT, it was being caged, and then it went to be caged, and he just likes buying stuff.
I can
Had
even
the
feel
engine taken out of it, and that's where as far as it got, wasn't it?
Just need to go grab my charger. 2 seconds.
Gareth's always, as long as I've known Gareth, his thing was he always wished he'd, raced a Beetle back in the day and, drag raced a Beetle and stuff. So, the TT was like you say, it's a cheap way to get into it. I think he paid 500 quid for his TT, and he got into it. And obviously, that's when the stupid rivalry started spending money. But I bought my Beetle. Mine's just to drive around him when I get it running. But he bought his, and I'm not going to say too much about it because I'll wait for him to get online and speak about it. But do you know what? It's really turned into a beautiful car. There's a lot of jealousy there. I can't wait to see it, to be honest. But Gareth knows Beetles, so it's more comfortable for him. He can put it together. With the TT, I go up there and help him build it. But with the Beetle, he builds his, and then I need to take mine up there so he can build mine. Because I can build most modern day cars, but anything like that, I ain't got a clue. So he's just opening himself up for a world of jobs to do.
Nah, that's it. I mean, it's looking good from the photos we saw.
Back on charge.
Oh well. Talking anything, Noel Jason, Noel So excited to get his cage fitted on the 20th of February. I'm looking forward to seeing him with that little Mark 1 Golf.
John Crawford says dangers of manifold. No danger, your manifold is the John.
Yeah. That's it.
Come on, let's get that nitrous fitted.
That's it.
Or at least a turbo. Come on.
Susan needs some gas.
Susan needs the gas.
The real competition starts when you run turbos and nitrous because they're unreliable as shit.
It is true. It is true.
No, they're not.
Now, of course,
during a few events time, I'll tell you about this, Paul. When
we'll wait till after Easter. But for now, they're brilliant. Definitely work. No issues.
Now, of course, 2022 is bringing Drag Days, which is our new event, which is going to be racing. What sort of classes are you boys thinking of entering? Now, I'm assuming, Lee, you're probably going to be looking at that Index 12 class.
I have entered the Index 12, yeah. I figure if the car runs what it does, it'll be a pretty good bet.
That'd be a pretty good one. Yeah, definitely.
As long as I don't go to keep getting them red lights on the under tray, I've got to get that fixed, bolted up a bit higher. But other than that, yeah, I think as long as they don't red light, it's going to be a tough car to beat.
I think so as well. Bruce, are you going to be doing drag days in any of the classes? Well,
yes, definitely. I'll definitely be entering this year. I did the first one we did, and then last year, unfortunately, I think it fell. I think it was a few days after one of our other events, wasn't it? And just with the work commitments with my business, I'd signed on, but I couldn't make it, so I gave my tickets away to someone. But this year, I love my business. My business pays for it all. You have to be sensible with it sometimes. But this year, I need a bit more me time. As bad as that sounds, I love the business, but in an average week, I'm doing 14 hours a day. Do you know what I mean? So it's not good for you.
No, that's it. Looking forward to that. I think it's going to be obviously, like you said, the first year we did it, it was the first thing back for everyone. COVID, we'd been sitting at home, so it was perfect. Last year, we were back to racing, so having a 2-day test event was kind of not needed anymore because we were back racing. And I think this kind of evolution is going to be perfect. Get the entries in, and we're going to have some fantastic racing that weekend, I think.
I mean,
it was hard as well. The first
always been my favorite event. Like the first one, all right, I destroyed an engine, which wasn't a cheap engine, but it was just my favorite tour of the pod ever. It was just having the club there, nobody else, no random strangers. People could just do laps in the cars.
So
everyone there. It was a great atmosphere. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Which it's the sort of thing we want to do as a club. I think it was just so much fun. Hopefully this year I won't have another bearing excursion. We'll see.
I think that's what made it not so much hard, but you know, for a lot of us that joined, like myself, Lee, Gareth, and everyone, our first season was the 2020 season, so it was COVID, and the amount of events we turned up to where we had a lot of the track with no one there and a lot of time to ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, it was amazing. It's like rolling into 21, like, yes, we're going to get all these track times. Like, oh, shit, no, these are organised events. We have to wait for our slots.
I did say that, like in the season, I was like, well, this is such good. We're getting so many runs. I was like, people are going to get a serious shock next year when we go back to normal.
Yeah.
Me and Gareth were like that. Me and Gareth were around
and
season after.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry.
Get
this
year
year,
breakfast time when you might get down to the lanes by lunchtime.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
well, this year we've got to factor in scrutineering as well. That'll be back this year, so that's going to be quite interesting for some, because that's like an MOT test at the start of the weekend. Look at Bruce.
We have backhanders.
We have discussed doing a couple of like walkthrough tech videos and stuff. Things like presenting your suit, like correct harness mounting, going through scrutineering. So we will make sure anyone who hasn't done it before is taken with someone who's done it before. Just
could always be
not necessarily by yourself.
I've never been scrutineers before.
Obviously, we are in the situation where a lot of guys who've joined the club who are now racing haven't been through scrutineering ever. Don't quite know the process, but it's nothing to worry about. It's just presenting your car with all your safety gear and making sure it's right.
I did take the opportunity last season to get them to come round and actually have a look and tell me if there was anything needed bringing up to spec. And to be honest, the guy was pretty nice about it. It's about 3 or 4 things I needed to sort out, and that was about it. He reckons the car was fine.
The scrutineers want you to race is the main thing. They're not trying to stop you racing. They want you to race safely.
I had a bit of a run-in with him, to be fair, because he come and asked me when he come over and started picking faults in my car, and it was that weekend when it wouldn't start. You remember, Lee, because you guys suggested the issue with the strap. He come over, oh, that's a problem. I was like, mate, at the minute, whatever issue you're picking out is the least of my worries. The car won't even start. I had to go and apologise. So I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. You just come over at the wrong time to start niggling on my car.
Well, in the olden days, we used to have, forgotten his name now. How rude.
Amos,
yeah. We used to have Amos, and you literally could go, you remember the war? And he, right. He'd send him off on a tangent.
Yeah, we've got
talking about planes.
We've got some very good scrutineers. Phil Kenyon's our club scrutineer. Very helpful, very knowledgeable. He's happy to help. He's also a club member. He's on the page. If you've got any technical issues or worries or things you want to sound off, message Phil. He'll get back to you quickly. He's very helpful.
Yeah, to be fair, after I'd had that running with me, he's like, mate, look, if you need, just bring your car over. We'll have a look through it. I can point you in the right direction. We'll sort it out. Make sure we're all okay for next season. So
he's absolutely good as gold. He wants everyone to race. As much as we want to race, and he just wants to make sure we do it safely.
Afterwards, I think, to be fair, it was like my issues, making sure you can race and you race safe. And to be fair, that's a lot about what this club's about, isn't it? As we spoke about, I think AGM and stuff. We've got a good safety. The club's very concentrated.
We've got a good safety culture and try and push wearing the right gear. There's no you'll be right in your trainers or whatever, or stick a hoodie on. You can't, because we won't let you. Get the right gear.
Well, I think it was Luke that made that point to me and Gareth on weekend, because I think we were doing wrong what you brung. We had all our safety on, our helmets and everything, but we didn't have our gloves on. And Luke was like, well, if your car catches fire, front wheel drive car, front engine, what's the first thing that's going to burn? How are you getting out your car? And it was like, do you know what? Such simple, stupid things, but you've got the gear, wear it.
Yeah, if it's ridiculous. People who have stuff will leave it in their motorhome or their camper or whatever, and not wear it. I go out every time. I sweat my ass off, but that is every time I'm out. Boots, suit, Nomex, belly, gloves, helmet, hands, the works. There's no point not doing it.
Yeah, it's accidents, isn't it? You don't no one predicts them, no one wants them to happen, but it's unfortunately one of them things that
it's not. Also, it can be not your. You can get involved in somebody else's accident.
Yeah, I remember I was against
Yeah.
Who's TT?
Oh yeah, that's a good point, isn't it? Yeah. Drag Days #1. Bruce Harvey was racing
Hubert went big. Yeah.
When he went big time.
Oh man! If
You
the thing is, with a lot of these big cars, they stage for ages, don't they? So you imagine if Mark Hall was a bit quicker and I'd have been further down when that happened, it could easily turn into a horrible situation.
Don't think you and your car are okay. It could be the other guy's car, which is gonna change lanes, clip you, whatever. It's
I had that last year with
was it Paul, wasn't it?
Paul
Paul
Bargate. Yeah, it's 110 mile an hour. It comes straight across in front of me. The wheel come off. So yeah, I can. It wakes you up.
Got a couple of comments there. Ed Keats, I even wore it at the Westie. I did. 26-second quarter mile pass with my co-pilot, Mr. Jacob Bailey, in the Westphalia. All safety gear.
I bet you when you pull up, everyone's like, "That's got to be quick."
It's going to be a lot quicker actually soon.
Is it?
Yeah, it will be, won't it?
Is that because you're cycling?
No, it's because of the forged 20 mil turbo going in the back of it.
Wow.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh yes.
I might have to bring. I'll have to fix my T25 because my T25's got a 198U in the back from a Vento.
Nice.
I used to have a G60 powered Westie. Not Westie.
You've had a lot of G60 powered things, haven't you, Lucky? Why are you called Lucky?
Yeah, that's it. It was literally the other day I was talking. Lee Malion said his Mini is the best car ever, and he's getting rid of all his VWs. And I was like, slow, and he was like, get with the times. And then I was like, that's a good point. That's why I'm putting a TDI, a stock TDI in my Golf that is going to make more power than the G60 ever did. And I'm like, it's a stock engine. I was like, that's how bad times have got.
Yeah.
Oh well. Right. News in brief. Obviously, normally we do this before. Well, I brought it in last week, but normally we try and do it before we got you guys in. But we go news in brief. Yeah, just a little catch up from this week.
Some sort of theme tune, that, didn't we? News in brief.
And I think me and you at table with our pants off in our briefs.
Some white budgie smugglers.
That's it. Now, obviously, top topic this week, of course, is roll cage going in a certain person's car at Hangar 30.
Yes. Hello.
Mr. Roll Cage finally has a cage.
It is. Well, the thing is, Paul's been racing with a half cage, a 10-second cage until last year. And it was at national finals when you ran your 8 and they went, don't do that again, otherwise you get disqualified.
Yes.
And then Paul went.
I was sort of told, don't do that again. I did 993. Don't do that again in competition. Better red light and PB again.
Yeah, against me. Yeah.
Can't disqualify me. I'm not in it.
Yeah,
that's it. Paul saw full red, went PB, and when you disqualified, he was like, I red lit anyway.
Disqualified myself.
Yeah, exactly.
So once that cage goes in, we're going to cut it out and throw it away and fit another one. I've got plenty of spares.
Can you imagine stood in his shop as he's finished grinder out? Start again.
Do it again.
I'm actually going to. I'm going to see Ben at Hangar 30 on Wednesday. Obviously, I've been lucky enough to win too, so I've had a substantial amount more work with the car. The chute mount and stuff's going in, like staging brake, pedal mount, other bits and bobs, switch gear. So I'm going to see Ben for kind of like fit me to the car kind of thing on Wednesday afternoon. So it's all fitted to me personally rather than being a bit of guesswork. So yeah, looking forward to that.
It's looking good. Then other stuff in this.
Looks amazing.
This week, I mean, look, unicorn activities.
Oh yeah.
What was this? I seen this, but I didn't read it because I was at work, so I glimpsed past it. That's something I need to look at later.
Fuel tech, I think.
This is Andy Vose's Mark 1 Derby, not a Polo, because people get upset. It's his Derby, so it's his Mark 1 booted Polo Derby. Rear-wheel drive, rear-engined R32s.
Thank you. That's it.
Andy's been building this now since 1864.
Oh, cool. Luke's still got his crew for next season then.
Yes.
Luke's got his crew for the next 20 years. He's sorted. It doesn't matter. And Andy's been cracking on with that. I know me and Jacob go up sporadically and give Andy a hand. We did like the firewall and stuff last year. Did some mounts and stuff. But it's actually got to the point that Andy's actually wiring the car now. So the motor's in, the gearbox is in. Obviously, he's got a fuel tech there, which is a hell of an ECU with all bits and bobs. And a steering wheel covered in cling film to keep his mucky hands off of it, I suppose. But yeah, Andy's looking pretty close, and there's a good chance he'll be out this year with the car, which is going to be amazing. I think I even promised folks I would not race for a round and come and crew for him. So I'm not even slightly worried about that.
No, that's it. No, he's feeling he wants to get it done. He's working hard on it, so we're looking forward to seeing that done. Luke carries on. It is true actually. As Vosh just said, I mean, I've got a month to lose about 3-4 stone, and I'm going to Malta for a week before. If I don't fit, then Vosh is the standing driver, being VW Sportsman in the dragster. So yeah,
just come bike with me, Luke. It'll fall off you.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Right, I did see a message earlier. Jamie Lockyer answered, "Am I still smoking?" No, we're gone from 30 a day to nothing. Cold turkey, 1 day and 4 months.
That's it. A big achievement, to be fair.
I've saved him £1 million.
He doesn't need to buy any roll cages.
This is true. And then other stuff this week. I'm hoping I got the right TG here, but Steve Metcalfe put out a photo of his Baja. Now, obviously, again, as we were saying earlier, he started with the club in the Audi TT, which was probably his daily driver. He's got used to it. He's bought all the stuff. He's done a season in the TT, and now he's feeling confident, and he's going to have a go in the Baja, which has got like a new 1776 in it. So another air cooled. As everyone keeps telling me, we've got no bloody air cooleds in the club. We've actually probably got more air cooleds at the moment than lining up than water cooleds.
There's quite a few. Definitely a few.
We're talking. Well, we got the air cooleds like yours and don't bother running water.
Air cooled.
Let me get this right. Oh, air cooled. There we go. I got the finger right.
That's it. That's it.
No,
That's it.
A lot of super cool air cooleds coming out, which is great. So it's bit more variety in the club, bit more spread of cars, which is always nice to see.
That's it. And then I heard news on the Vine that our good buddies at the Outlaw Flat 4 had their AGM the other day, and supposedly there's been a rule change, and they're now allowed to race with us. So hopefully, we might see some of the Outlaw guys come and even if they just come and do drag days. Yeah, again, I keep saying, more than welcome, come and race. We just want to race.
Well, we've got a few guys who have raced us. Obviously, we're all going to race Stewardson. Nigel was an ex-DRC member. He's come with us a couple of times. So, yeah, there's some very cool cars there. Hopefully, Alex might even bring his bay. I hope so.
I'd love to race that. Race that.
It is spectacular. I think it is one of the nicest looking cars I've seen in a long time.
It is. Right then, gentlemen, we are coming up to the hour. Again, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for being a little bit late today. I do apologise. It's been a long old day at work. And I literally was, like I said, I was messaging the lads going, lads, I've just finished work. I'll be there. And then we had the audio issue. So again, thank you very much for holding them. I know I did see a load of people messaging going, where are we starting? When are we starting? So of course, we'll finish off with the usual. I'm Luke Stevenson, chairman of the club. Follow me, EFWD Luke on Instagram, and I think if you put EFWD Luke on Facebook, it will take you to my racing page as well, where you can follow all my sex toy exploits. Paul,
don't bother following me. It's on the pictures of a dog or some beer once a month. So it's all drivel.
And that's why Pro Race don't want to sponsor you.
Fat man's like with a picture of a dog occasionally.
Right, next off. Need to watch that.
We'll go this way. Mr. Harvey, you got any socials you want to punt out? Maybe some people want to follow you.
Yes, so I've got Greenpeace Racing on Facebook. I've got my YouTube channel, DD Media. It's easier to get the links off that on my Facebook page because for some reason you search when YouTube doesn't come up. My Instagram is Bruce_bonus12. I just haven't got the race car. I think I've got 7 or 8 other cars that I'm doing. Just random shit that I do. It's a good old laugh. I'd like to say a big thank you to my sponsors, one of them being one of the other club members, Gareth Bates at BJ Bates Electrical. My other sponsor, OEM, they've been great for parts and helping out spare engines and stuff. But that's about it, really. So make sure you go over, get a like and a share.
Yes, I always appreciate the people that do put YouTube videos together. They do take a lot of time and a lot of effort, and then you put it up and you get 20 people watch it, and you're like, cheers.
I will admit mine are uncut. There's no, I got another mate of mine. He does some videos, but he something goes wrong and records it. I just go on like the other day. I admitted on my video, just let you know, I did this again because I thought I'd press record and all I'd done is took a photo on my GoPro. So I was talking for 10 minutes to my fucking self for no reason. I was like, great, I've got to do all that again.
Brilliant. Lee Cordery, who you got? What do you got?
This right, this guy.
Your hand's gone.
This one.
This guy.
Yeah. Well, we got LC Racing 45 on Facebook and Instagram, both the same. My own personal page is Lee Cordery. I prefer everyone to follow the racing page if I want to do any of it. We got picked up a new sponsor very recently, last couple of days. Rimtastic. He's also fabricator, welder, does other bits and pieces. He's doing all my metal work for me. Anything that I need making out of metal, he does it all for me as long as I advertise him on the car, which I thought was a fairly good deal.
Happy days.
Still got my original sponsor, my first main sponsor, which was Tuning Technics, Chris Callis. That's his Facebook page. He's well worth a look. He's done all the mapping and all the tuning for my race car. Everything it's achieved has been through him. Can't thank him enough really for that.
Does he specialise in 180s, Lee?
He does a bit of, he doesn't really specialise. He started off, I think, in that area, but has widened his knowledge to pretty much everything that's out there now.
Oh, sweet. So I've got a Mark III 180 that should hopefully be end of this year done.
Well worth
it. I spoke to Luke about the rotary one as well.
Oh, yeah.
I bought an engine as well now, Luke.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I like rusty shit boxes with engines in. Drag it down the street and watch the floor pan come out. It's great.
Mark III Life, that is. Mark III Life. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, boys. Again, apologies for holding you on this evening.
That's fine. It was interesting. We thought at one point your car was on its roof, but
No, it's fully safe. Fully safe. And again, any of the guys that are watching, thank you very much for joining us. We kept it to an hour again. Well, we're 5 minutes over. If you've just joined us and maybe you've missed half of the chat, it'll either be uploaded on YouTube channel, VWDRCTV, or it'll be, again, uploaded on the Facebook page. It'll be available for replay. Give them a like, give them a subscribe. Do let us know in the comments who you'd like to see in the next week's VWDRC episode number 5. I know I've got a few people lined up that I want to get in and get ready for some ding dong sort of episodes where we're going to get some of our more controversial racers that want to shout out and maybe call out some other racers. They'll be coming up in episodes in the very near future. Now, of course, it's not long till the Festival of Power, which is our round number 1 of the VWDRC Championship. Gentlemen, have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Catch you later.
Take care.
See you later.